This new year 2020, I get to fulfill one of my 2019 goals, and today I want to tell you a little bit about it. For nearly 10 years, I've been pumping out free information here on the podcast, which now has well over 350 episodes, and on YouTube, well over 450 videos there. And inevitably, as more and more content gets added to the site, it can become harder to find exactly the answers to the questions that you might have. Now, last year, we addressed that in no small measure with a complete ground-up website rebuild with much better search engine, better categorization of content, and lots more besides. But now I've collated and distilled my best thinking for those getting started on their financial journey into Meaningful Academy Financial Foundations, and I want to tell you a little bit more about that today. So let's put 5 minutes on the clock, say a quick thank you to my friends at 7 Investment Management for continuing to sponsor the show, and let's crack on. Now, you've heard me mention Meaningful Academy a little bit over the last 6 months because over that period, we've done a couple of founders launches where we've let some folks in at a deep discount in return for getting feedback on the content as we've built it. That process is now complete with the first phase of the Academy, which we call Financial Foundations. And that means that that phase is now open to the world. So if you head over to meaningfulacademy.com, you'll find all the details there. But let me summarize things for you and then stay tuned for a discount code at the end in just a few minutes. So eventually there'll be 3 phases of Meaningful Academy, one for each of the main financial life stages. Getting started, which is the financial foundations phase, then building wealth, and finally enjoying your money. Hopefully by the end of 2020, all those 3 phases will be complete and open for business. But for now, it's just financial foundations, which is ready, and that consists of 7 modules. So let me just quickly run through what those modules are all about. Module 1 is about the money mindset. When you're taking on anything for the first time, you need to get your head in the right place, and that's no different for arguably one of the most important subjects of all, your personal finances. The module helps you take a look at your past money story and the lessons, both good and bad, that you may have learned from that, and helps you take the good stuff while leaving the bad stuff behind. Then it helps you look at your current habits and then eventually to look towards a brighter financial future. It really is about getting your mindset in the right place to succeed with your future personal finances. Module 2 then is all about the life buffer, or an emergency fund, you might want to call it. That module covers not only why it's important to have an emergency fund, but some practical stuff about how to get it together quickly and efficiently, and crucially, where to store that money. Next up is Module 3, which is the backbone of the Financial Foundations curriculum, and it's all about budget mastery. The underlying skill to all future financial success is control over your spending. And this module goes in deep detail about how to set and stick to a monthly spending plan. Not only is there a whole lot of theory and psychology behind it, but really practical stuff, of course, walks you through how to build a budget. There's a spreadsheet and a printable to help you do that, and then how to review that budget weekly to make sure that you stay on track. Module 4 then covers debt elimination. Bad debt is like an anchor in the sand. You can't sail off into your future because you've got this thing dragging behind you, weighing you down. So Module 4 helps you track your debt repayments and offers advice as to how to get out of bad debt as quickly as possible using the most effective method that I've ever come across in my nearly 25 years of doing my job. Next up is Module 5, and we're talking about life protection. Nothing is more likely to put the kibosh on your future financial success than something like an early death of either you or your partner, or being unable to work for weeks, months, or maybe even longer. So in this module, you'll learn about the 3 main types of protection plan that you can think about, and then there is a calculator to help you determine how much cover you might need, so that then you can either go off and buy that yourself online, or work with an advisor, but do so in a more educated fashion, having learnt the important stuff beforehand. Module 6 then turns your attention to the future and helps you set some realistic and achievable goals for the future. Also provides some methodology for setting those goals and the thinking behind it, and helps you to stick to them with tracker worksheets and things like that. Crucially, there's also some good information about dealing with the inevitable setbacks along the way. And then finally, we've got Module 7, which is an introduction to saving and investing. This will help you set up your first savings accounts, ISAs and pensions in the best way possible, setting you off on the right foot to build wealth for the future. All the modules are built with video lessons, with yours truly doing the presenting. But there are worksheets, fillable PDFs, calculators, loads of tools to help you get this information not only in your head, but put it into action. And there's also a Facebook group specifically for members of financial foundations. So you can ask questions and chew the fat with like-minded folks who are in the same position as you are and battling with the same things that you are. You can help and encourage each other, answer each other's questions, and celebrate each other's successes in a safe online environment in that Facebook group. So, how much is it, Pete? Well, all this good stuff comes at a one-off lifetime cost of £129. This is the stuff we should have been taught at school or college or maybe in our first days in the workplace, but we just weren't. So it's £129 for distilled, focused learning on what is probably one of the most important subjects we'll ever need to understand in our lives. But as you are a very special 5 Minute Friday viewer or podcast listener, I have a discount code for you, which will take 25% off that and take the price down to £97. All you have to do is use the code podcast25 on the registration page. There's instructions how to do that on that page, and that'll take 25% off, bring the price down to £97. And that's a one-off cost for lifetime access to the Academy. I will in future be adding more modules and more lessons and stuff and updating things as that becomes necessary. But lifetime access, one-off cost. And if after 30 days you feel you haven't had the value that you think you should have from Meaningful Academy, just get in touch and I'll give you your money back. No questions asked. So a 25% discount and a 30-day no questions asked guarantee. Can't say fairer than that, right? So head over to meaningfulacademy.com. There's loads more information there to help you make up your mind. But if you don't want to sign up for it, don't worry. I'm going to be continuing to pump out free content week after week after week here on the podcast and on YouTube. Easily the quickest route to financial success, though, with my best thinking and focused and distilled learning, is at Meaningful Academy. So, at the start of this brand new decade, there's arguably no better time to invest in your own financial future. So what do you think? Join me on the inside? Hope to see you there very soon. Don't forget that coupon code, podcast25. I'll see you on the inside. Cheers. Thank you so much for your support. Happy New Year again, and let's make it a fantastic 2020.